Today is not to deliver speeches, but let me start by thanking all of us who are assembled here this evening when we commemorate 30 years since the founding of this foundation. It was actually in 1994, on the 16th day of December to be exact, that this foundation was legally incorporated. But the idea about having a foundation of this nature came to me as early as 1990. And I remember the very reason why it came. First is because I lived with an uncle who was generous beyond measure. But I remember vividly when we had graduated from the university and we were leaving, three of us. I believe one of them will join us shortly. The other one is unwell and may not join us. With John Nyerere and Professor Paul Musili Wambua. We had just graduated and we wanted to live in good neighborhoods without the ability to do so. So we pulled our resources together that we may appear to be living well, although we may not have been. And my good friend, Professor Paul Musili Wambua, is actually arriving as I mention his name. And he's a lady came from New Zealand. And this lady came to visit us. She had been paying school fees for a young boy at Starehe School. And during the conversation, I asked her, "Are you rich?" She said, "No. We have retired and we saw in the media Starehe Boys Center inviting people to adopt a child. We have adopted a child here and we have come to visit with him." And I told Paul Wambua, "Professor, you will incorporate a foundation for us, and this foundation will be unique, that it will receive no money from any donor from anywhere in the world. And for the last 30 years, we have not asked any donor, as is your typical foundation. I can therefore proudly say that this is an African foundation." I can also confirm that over the years, as we started traveling across the continent of Africa, young men and women started popping out from different corners, responding to the message of African unity. And in 1994, I visited Tanzania at a time when the then President Mwalimu Julius Kambarage Nyerere was also in the process of establishing his Mwalimu Nyerere Foundation. And I had the honor and privilege of having conversations with Mwalimu Nyerere. And he told me, "Kijana, what you have done is good." And the rest, as the cliche goes, is history. Over the years, our wings have spread, and we can now make the claim that we have a footprint in 50 countries in the world. 46 countries in the continent of Africa, We have representation in the United States through Africans in the diaspora. We have representation in the Emirates. We have representation in the islands, in Seychelles. And as at this morning, we have representation in Jamaica. And there is a sense in which we have succeeded, if this may be called success, to energize young people across the continent. Some of the young people that we have energized are to be found in different countries, and some of them are present here. Odeke from Uganda. We have, he could not attend, Razaka Udu, who coordinates our mentorship program out of Ghana. We have within our ranks the biggest YouTuber in Africa today, Wodemaya, from Ghana. We have one of our young men who is in the cosmetic industry with outlets now in 3 countries, Usman Ture. He was involved in an accident. We hope he'll be talking to us in a short while. Joramu Mkumbi, who, as I've said, is considered one of the leading Kiswahili speakers in the world today. Ronex Kisembo, who is one of the leading champions of East African integration. And we have them, young men and women. They'll introduce themselves in a short while. And there is a sense in which this has energized us in the quest for African integration. I've met many people, courtesy of the work that we have been engaged in. They'll have occasion to say something or to introduce themselves that you may know where they come from. Some of them I met serendipitously, courtesy of technology. I remember in Dar es Salaam, in the United Republic of Tanzania, had never met Ambassador Dr. Wallace William from Trinidad and Tobago. He is here with us. And without having met me, he insisted that unless I was invited to the event, he would not attend. And I was invited. And here he is today. We have become brothers. There is my good friend who will introduce himself, Munya Maraire from Zimbabwe, who is now one of the leading individuals in the world of sports in Africa, linking young men and women with the world and with institutions. There is a sense in which these interactions have made us proud. He's a young man and he'll introduce himself properly. We call each other a Chibilewich. When he met me, it was online. He was in Australia. He's from South Sudan. And we have done major things with him from South Sudan. Aja, the young lady from Sudan, I don't know, she's somewhere here. A refugee in this country for a long time, has now graduated and is doing amazing things. So over the years, many people, and this is just the introduction. We don't want to make this too formal so people will say what they do briefly. But I must say that we are happy. Over the years, as we have worked in agriculture and we do things in agriculture in terms of collaboration. One of our trustees, Norman Liswa, who is not present here with us, is the largest female farmer in Zimbabwe today, I dare say, or one of the largest. Doing good things. So when we want people to be mentored in that area, and we have a program now active in 6 African countries in terms of encouraging organic agriculture. I remember how effective we have been in energizing young people. I went to Monrovia in Liberia, and I met young men. These young men told me that they had heard me talk about young people dying in the Mediterranean. They had saved $15,000 to give to middlemen to take them to Europe. When I met them, they dropped that idea. Today, you go to Monrovia, they run one of the largest organizations. It has been good. During this journey, we have also met good people. Some of them are here whom I knew when we were very young. And they have supported our initiatives. My good friend Charles is here. We have been with him in many areas when we talk about governance. Jerika Beberi is here. We have been with her in many areas. There are those with whom we have worked as we energize each other, our book club members. They are here. We have 2 book clubs. The intellectuals, we are not very humble in that regard. We call ourselves the intellectuals. They energize us. And some of them have supported us in major ways. We have the other one, the quintessentials, they are a little younger than the intellectuals. At the intellectuals now, we tend to read more poems than books.
Thank you, Africa, Mama Africa.